I get to be the tall one for once. Haha. Hello, lovely viewers. Where are we?
I don't know.
We're somewhere new. We're actually at a hotel at WisCon, my favorite writing convention, and I decided to kill two birds with one stone. Go to WisCon and film some videos because I'm running out again. And I saw another YouTuber do this video with their spouse, and I was like,
We're gonna steal that.
we're stealing that. However, I'm sure you read the title of this. We're doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I've already done this at least twice by myself. I'm going to try not to replicate any of my answers, but I was way too lazy to go back and watch all of my videos of this, so if I do, I do. But all of Adam's answers will be brand shiny new.
Indeed.
And you can find out more about Adam, the man, the myth, the mystery. Question 1. I feel like I'm leaning so much. Yeah. We'll just lean over each other.
You're an artist. You're not supposed to be
I
comfortable.
wish this arm was here. A popular book or series that you don't like. Would you like to go first, Adam, or should I?
Certainly. I will go first. So, I struggle to think of the answers to these, so my plan is I'm going to bing up everyone, and that'll guide me. So I've got a list of most popular book series here that I've been scrolling through, and I have there's a couple on there that I'm like, yeah, I hate. No interest. But there are also ones that other people hate. So the one that I think people love the most on this list that I have the least interest in is the Goosebumps series. I have not read a single book of them ever, and even when I was a young Adam, I'm like, I don't want to read y'all.
So this is a little bit of a cheat because there is a question later that's like a series that you have no intention of reading, and that could also be this answer. But
I'll come up with a different answer for that. I'll have a different bing.
Adam is too inclined to like things in general, so he's going to struggle with this tag. But my answers, I gave two just in case, so I don't repeat myself. The first one is It by Stephen King. Did not like it, and it's very popular. And the other one that I chose is Gathering of Shadows, which is the second book in the Shades of Magic series, which I'm given to believe is everyone's favorite, and which I hated. Alright, our next question is a popular book or series that everyone hates, but you love.
So, I don't like this one, because if everyone hates it, it's not really popular. This question kind of contradicts itself. But anyways, I got a search up where I'm looking for the worst books and series ever written. And there were a couple... Most hated. And there were a couple promising ones along the list. I'm like, I kind of like that. And a couple are like, I would like to read that. But then I came upon one, and maybe it's just like the reading experience, because I read this book together with a friend. But on the list, number 1 on the list from the 21st century of worst books is the Da Vinci Code. And I really enjoyed the Da Vinci Code. I have no idea why it's on this list of worst books ever.
Does it say, or does it just list?
It was widely criticized for its many factual inaccuracy and clumsy prose style. Samuel Rushdie called it a novel so bad that it gives bad novels a bad name.
Wow. I mean, a lot of times people don't actually care about the prose if they're enjoying the story, but I could understand being mad about the factual things being wrong, which I'm sure lots of them were.
Pullum said Brown's writing is not just bad, it is staggeringly clumsy, thoughtlessly, almost ingeniously bad. Wow, those are some scathing reviews.
I mean, now I kind of want to read it just to see if I think the writing is that bad. But, I guess feel better about yourself if you're not, a masterful writer, because this book sold so many copies, and there are multiple movies, so...
And apparently it was staggeringly clumsy.
Yeah. Alright, mine is not going to be nearly as scathing. I just went on my Goodreads and, looked at the lowest rated books overall that I gave a higher rating to. The first one was Swords and Scoundrels, which has an overall rating of 3.24. I thought it was cute. It's just a little story of, I'm trying to remember all of the details. The brother and sister are like rogues of some kind, I think, or maybe like swords for hire, and they're trying to like figure out something's going on with the church. I don't remember too many of the details, but I remember the feeling, and I had fun with the book. And then the second one, just so I don't repeat myself, is 9 Perfect Strangers, which got a overall rating of 3.53, and I liked that one. It had a lot of the tropes that I enjoy, like a whole bunch of strangers, hence the name, trapped somewhere, and they have to figure out why you've all been brought here. I didn't check out to see why people didn't like it. I just remember that I thought it was pretty okay. A love triangle where the main character ended up with the wrong person, or an OTP, one true pairing, that you did not like.
So I'm not doing a love triangle because I don't really read books with that many love triangles.
Yeah, the kind of books you like to read are not very love triangle heavy.
But I shall go back to an old standby that everyone who read the series will probably agree with me. And in the Wheel of Time...
Spoilers for Wheel of Time.
Spoiler warning to the end of Wheel of Time. It's at the very end. Don't worry, it's not that big and it is very disappointing, but you can ignore it pretty easily. Is that Tom Merrill and Moraine Damondred end up as a couple, and is not really the best pairing. It's definitely...
It's weird. I don't like it. I haven't even read it, but I know enough about the characters and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Moraine? Like my Moraine? Like super awesome badass Moraine?
Yeah.
No. Stupid heteronormativity. So my answer is from the book Down Comes the Night. There's a love triangle, and I'm not going to spoil any details about it, but I do have a spoilery review of this book. In fact, most of the books that I mention that I have read, I have reviews of. So go check those out. Like, I have a lot of book reviews on this channel. I wasn't terribly impressed with Down Comes the Night overall, and I definitely didn't like who the main character wound up with of her 2 choices. Alright, a popular genre that you hardly reach for, or never reach for.
Self-help is my next pseudo-serious. I, generally speaking, do not reach for self-help books.
I think that was one of my answers in a previous one, because I don't either. Like, I find them silly. I'm sorry if you really like self-help books, but much like life coaches, I just don't feel like whoever wrote that book has, like, any inherent ability to help me with my life.
It's kind of like horoscopes. You write them, and then as long as enough people read them, it'll be accurate for somebody. Mm-hmm. The closest I ever came to a self-help book that I liked was Tuesdays with Morrie, which is much more like a biography than it is a self-help book anyways, so...
Tangent. I want to figure out how to become one of those, like, life coaches who, like, speaks on a big stage and just shouts affirmations at people. I could do that. I'm loud. Like, how do you get into that? People are paying millions of dollars for some rando to come shout affirmations at them. Often insults as well. And how do I get into that? My genres are erotica, surprising no one, but another genre that I thought of is satire. I just don't really go for satire books. It's almost like comedy, like your mileage may vary with satire, and I have yet to find a satire book that really spoke to me, so I just don't really reach for it.
Discworld.
Is Discworld satire?
Some of them. Not the whole series.
I suppose. I don't know. I guess if Discworld is considered satire, then I reach for it, but I'm not sure that it is. It feels like other satire that I have read was too focused on being satire, whereas Discworld is a story and characters first and foremost with satirical elements.
And then the next one I was going to say, another Terry Pratchett collab, is Good Omens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
satirical. Yeah, I think a big difference for me is other satire I have read was trying way too hard to hit the satirical points and not on being a good story. Alrighty then, a beloved character that you don't like.
Well, so I did a search for most beloved book characters. They're all Harry Potter, almost all Harry Potter characters. But number 4 number 3 on the list almost challenges, but I have more of a bone to pick with number 4. Number 4 on the list is Ginny Weasley. who is basically a non-entity, non-character in the books. I have no...
No, in the book she's definitely got more of a character. In the movies, there's nothing.
I would argue that they are basically a non-entity even in the books.
You're gonna get the Harry Potter fans all up in my comments being like, no, she's not. She's awesome in the books. It's been ages since I read the books, but all I ever hear about Harry Potter fans when they talk about Ginny is be like, in the books, she's so great, and in the movies, she's shit.
She exists to be a damsel in distress, and then when they're not quite so creepily young, to get snogged. And that's it.
I can feel the Harry Potter fan rage, like, bubbling, even as we film.
Hey, if you've got some headcanon and some fanfic that you read that flushes them out, that's awesome. Cool. The character in your head is well developed, but on the page, sucks. There's nothing there.
Oof, the hot takes are flowing. My hot take is, beloved character I didn't like, is the entire cast of the Raven Boys book. So, I am also going to get a bunch of angry fans coming at me, but there are more Harry Potter fans, so they're going to come after Adam. Remember, he's not even going to read these comments, just so you know. I'm going to point at all the thumbs downs and all of the bad comments and be like, these are all your fault, Adam. But also... now that I've got everyone up into a lather, yes, I did not like anyone in the Raven Boys. Some people loved, at least, like, there's one character that everybody loves, and I think he got his own book series or whatever, but, like, nope, not a one of them. All of them were just so, none of them left an impression on me. I can't remember. I hated the main character. And all of the boys were just, like, they also there, and obnoxious. Every single one of them obnoxious. Next question is, who is a popular author that you can't get into?
And I'm going to steal one from Julian's list, but I'm going to say Stephen King. I don't read a lot of horror in the first place, and then...
A lot of people are like, Stephen King is for everybody, and I'm like, no, he's not. He's definitely got a style, and a lot of themes that are definitely not for everybody. My answer is Leigh Bardugo. I have tried. They're a very popular author. I just don't care for any of their work, and I can't even really pinpoint you why. I think maybe I just find their overall stories just a little bit shallow. I want more substance from Leigh Bardugo's books. I'm just not quite getting it. The way people talk about Leigh Bardugo's books, it sounds like there's gonna be so much, but I think people are putting it in themselves because, like, I'm just not getting it. A trope that you are sick of seeing.
So, looking at him, like, I hate all of the most popular tropes. I have to pick one I hate more.
Tropes?
I'm going to pick particularly on the romance tropes, friends to lovers, enemies to lovers.
How do you like your lovers to get together then? If they're not friends and they're not enemies?
I would like them to, one, not have to be lovers, or two, go lovers to friends and be like, it didn't work out, but we're still good buds.
Okay, so you just want more friendship in your stories and less emphasis on the romance?
Yeah.
So romance entirely. Adam is like, that's a trope I'm saying,
I mean,
which is fair.
So, what came up first when I went popular book tropes were 12 most popular tropes in romance novels. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate all the romance tropes, but you know.
Well, it makes sense because the romances are a little bit random in Wheel of Time and people just get together.
I read more than just the Wheel of Time, dear.
So I didn't even write anything for trope I'm sick of seeing, so apparently I just trusted myself to wing it, but immediately this popped into my head. The one that jumped immediately into my head is actually can be seen in a different video I did with my least favorite thriller tropes. I love a good thriller, but one of my least favorite tropes is when you are in the head of a character and they lie to you in their own head for no good reason other than there'll be a twist later. I'm just making this scenario up. Let's say that the character whose head you're in, the main character, is the murderer at the end. They will not give you information and often blatantly lie to you, the reader, for no reason other than the author wants to have there be a twist at the end. And I hate that so much. Alright, the next is a series that you have no intention of reading. Goosebumps.
I mean, yes. Number one on the list of most popular series that I never intend to read it's second on the list, and it's Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. I have no intention of reading that.
That's fair. I have no intention of reading Brandon Sanderson. any of his series. I just don't think I'd like them. Now,
I think you would like some of the novellas in the Mistborn.
I was going to put an asterisk. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying right now I have no intention. But that doesn't mean that I'm putting my foot down and saying, absolutely not. If you ever see me with a Brandon Sanderson book, smack it out of my hand and tell me to stop reading, because I said in that one video that I wasn't going to read him. But right now I just kind of, I don't know. I just don't know if I'd like his style.
Alloy of Law. I think you would enjoy Alloy of Law.
A movie or TV show that you liked better than the book. Can I go first?
If you want to.
I liked the Wheel of Time TV show better than the books. I have not read all the way through any of Wheel of Time, but I am very familiar with them and have heard swaths of them through Adam always listening to the Wheel of Time audiobook around the house. So I feel that I have heard enough Wheel of Time to say that I like the show better.
There's a couple options here on this list. Train Spotting and The Princess Bride. There are definitely some good adaptations.
I think I've used Princess Bride in a past one of these as my answer for this, because I have read the book and the movie is better. Fight me if you want, but it's true.
I'm gonna go with Sense and Sensibility, because out of all of the ones that I did enjoy the movie better, most of them I did read and did enjoy the book, and was
You read Sense and Sensibility?
No, I did not read Sense and Sensibility.
Oh.
The rest of them I'm I don't think I would read Sense and Sensibility.
Oh, okay.
But I enjoyed the show, whereas all of the other ones where I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe the movie is better, I would have to ponder and I don't know. I read it and I enjoyed it. Which one did I enjoy more? Except for I suppose Princess Bride.
Cheat with that answer, but we'll allow it because this is our video. So, all right. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget that you can check me out on all my social media, linked in the doobly-doo, and over on Patreon, where you have access to content never seen here on the regular channel. That's exciting, isn't it? Ooh. And you can read my books, links also in the doobly-doo, so you can decide whether they should go on your version of this tag. All right. I think that's all of my end of video housekeeping. Are you ready for the goodbye, Adam?
Always ready.
I will see all of you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time.
Bye!
Who are you?
No one of consequence.
I must know.
My 96, Callison, SV, Celia, Taya, Alyssa, Rita, Deborah, Afra, Melissa, AC, Swamp Goblin Waifu, Ashley, Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hidden Glade, Light Julie, Belle, Patrick, and Sophie, Ray, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Rennie, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, and Sarah. They were popular, please. It's all about popular. It's not about aptitude, it's the way you're viewed, so it's very shrewd to be very, very popular, like me.